in Latin.
Hello, my name is Andrea Ostering. I'm a student here at Nova. Tonight is my last speech, and I am here to convince you that children should not be tried as an adult. More specifically, I think they should not be punished as one. During the 1980s and the 1990s, the idea of trying a child as an adult began. As crime by the youth was on the rise in the 1980s and 90s, the courts began trying juveniles as adults and giving them longer sentences than juveniles would normally receive. It seemed to make sense. After all, if a 15-year-old committed murder, they should serve time as an adult. The courts gave little consideration to the fact that the maturity level of a teenager and their brain is not well developed. After 20 years, the CDC, Center of Disease Control and Prevention, has issued a report. Robert L. Johnson, Dean of the University Medical School, states, "The court's action for the past 20 years has accomplished the following. Laws have not deterred their youth from committing crimes. They have not rehabilitated youth since sentence under them. Johnson is a member of the Task Force Community Prevention Service assembled by the CDC. A panel review not 2 or 3 studies, but 6. The studies analyzed the effects of sentencing juvenile into adult prisons. Johnson says, not only does it deter youth crime, it actually makes them more violent. A further study shows that youth sent into the adult system had 34% more felony arrests after being released than those held in the juvenile facility." Shay Bilchek, a former prosecutor in Florida, says, "You can't ask for any worse result. We're getting faster repeat offenders for more serious crimes." Results show that after youth are housed in adult prison, 1, they commit crimes. 2, they often commit more violent crimes. 3, they are more likely to be sexually abused while they're incarcerated. They are more likely to commit suicide. Florida is the leading nation in sending youth to prison. Florida holds more youth under 18 in adult state prison than any other state in the nation. In 1995 alone, Florida prosecutors sent almost as many juvenile cases to adult court, which is 7,000, as judges nationwide with 9,700. About 1 in 13 of Florida's 7,000 state prisoners entered the system for crimes they committed while they were 17 or younger. Yet Florida crime rate remains the highest in the nation. Florida has one of the highest overall violent crime rates in the country. Florida's violent juvenile rate is full 54% higher than the national average. That's because children sent to adult prison commit more crimes. Of those youth who commit more new crimes, those sent to adult court reoffend at twice the rate of those sent to juvenile court. We are told that this is only for murder, rape, and serious crimes, but did you know a 1991 study of 2 representative Florida counties showed that more than 2/3, which is 17%, of children transferred to adult court were charged with non-violent offenses. Property, drug offenders are misdemeanors. The majority of youth convicted in adult court in Florida between 1995 and 1999 committed non-violent crimes. such as robbery, theft, and drug charges. Palm Beach prosecutor Barry Krischer sent a 15-year-old child with a learning disability to an adult jail for several weeks for stealing $2 from another student. Nearly a third, 32% of all youth tried as adults in Florida had no prior convictions, and close to half, which is 49%, had one or no prior convictions. Perhaps the number one reason children should not be sent to adult prison is the fact that they are not equipped to handle adult situations. Children are beaten, they're raped, and they commit suicide in adult prisons and jails. Youth in Florida prisons are nearly 21 times as likely to report being assaulted or injured as teens in the juvenile justice system. Nationally, children in adult jails and prisons are 5 times more likely to be raped, twice as likely to be beaten by staff, and 50% more likely to be attacked with a weapon than youth sent to the juvenile system. A Justice Department study showed that the suicide rate of children in adult prison is 7.7 times higher than that of the youth in a juvenile detention center. Over the past few years, this process has increased. In Ventura County, there is an increase of almost 3 times the number of cases. During the years 2005, 2007, from 10 to 27 cases of children tried as an adult occurred in Ventura County Star. We are constantly told that children are children. They do not understand. We often underplay children's mental capacities. When we hide hardship from them and sugarcoat current events. On the other hand, once they make a mistake such as armed robbery or stealing a car, we assume that they are totally competent. I understand that these are serious crimes and punishment needs to occur. But that punishment needs to be tapered by the fact that they are children and should not be bearing their crimes for the rest of their lives. They must be allowed to make mistakes of children. There is increased research and study into the psychology of children and teen minds and how charging and punishing in adult crime does not fairly or effectively treat delinquent behaviors. The Department of Justice has compiled these studies, including that children are likely to not deterred by the threat of adult prosecution, and is actually worse of those children exposed to adult court and prison. I feel that before they are sent to adult prison, they should be reevaluated for positive changes in their behavior and their mental status. We must remember the primary goal of a justice system is to rehabilitate the youth, the juvenile offenders. In my closing, I feel that children should not be allowed to commit violent crimes with no regards, but they should be forced into a system that does not properly, they should not be forced into a system that does not properly rehabilitate the offenders, but causes emotional scars and continues the life of crime they have started in the tender age, and they should be offered the chance to change and improve. Thank you.